From the top to the bottom, the top I stop. At the core, I forgot. In the middle of my thoughts.
What's good, YouTube? Yo, boy 21 here, bringing you guys another episode of Locals Report today. Yes, it's Sunday. And I usually bring you guys Locals Reports during the week, but I actually have you guys a Local Report on today because I actually got the day off of work. So I'm going to tell you how my day at Locals went. I'm going to start off by saying I went X1 today, which was pretty good. And I was shooting for that undefeated because at the locals I went to was pastimes. It's like one of the most competitive locals because a lot of good players play there. Mainly a lot of people who top watch at Chicago play at the locals. So I wanted to play against the player RJ Robert Scarpelli. He tops a lot of events, and unfortunately, I didn't get to make it to the final round, which I guess called the boss round, to play against him because he basically went undefeated with his Shadow so Telemite deck. But the person who beat me was a buddy of mine. Actually made it to the final round and beat him. So, tell you how my day went. Round one, I played against Burning Abyss. Okay, I got it written down on my computer so I won't forget. I played against Burning Abyss, and he pretty much beat me game one. I was kind of happy for this game because I never played against the deck in real life. So game one, I was basically trying to see how the deck played, how it functioned, and he gained advantage over me when he right Geki break and started plussing with Scaraf, I believe. So I'm like, okay, I sighted in my 3 Shadow Mirrors, the 1 macro, 2 pulling the rugs for the tour guys, and I opened Godly game 2 and 3. Basically, macro equals GG against that deck. And then game 2, he had the MSC for the macro, but I had to pull in the rug for his tour guide play, and pretty much was game over from that point. So I beat Burning Abyss. He was pretty salty. Well, he wasn't that salty. He was a pretty cool dude. He was repping Star Wars with his extra deck sleeves. I thought that was pretty cool. Round 2, I played against Ghost Tricks. It was an easy 2-0. Shadow Mirror equals GG. He was actually pretty salty when he lost low key. I beat him game one, completely outplayed him. It's just it's a troll deck. And then game two, I flipped the Shadow Mirror. He's like, "Oh, yep, that's game." I'm trying to shake his hand. He didn't want to shake my fucking hand. So I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I got a little mad at me. He's playing Ghost Trick, so I don't understand why he's getting mad. He knows the deck's not that good. So round two, I beat Ghost Tricks. Round three, I played up against Evil Swarms. I don't understand, even see how he made it to round three. He didn't seem like a pretty competitive player. It's like a casual, laid back guy. I completely just outplayed him. The tournament was it was a 5 round tournament. It was a lot of people. And I'm assuming he must have played it because at pastime the Niles was one of those family orientated kind of areas. It's like a big shopping mall area, and Pastimes is next to a Walmart, so you get a lot of family traffic. So I'm assuming this guy made it to round three without losing. Well, actually, he did lose. I was getting pared down the whole fucking day, and like I just don't see how he made it to round three without dropping. Anyway, I just completely outplayed him game one and game two. Game two, Soul Charge for 4 was boss, bringing back Mermilio, Goldfish in defense, popping back row, and 2 gadgets for searches. So good. So I won round 3 against Evil Storms. Round 4, I played against my buddy. I traveled to Detroit with one of my buddies. Traveled to Detroit with. He was playing Shadows. He told me, not gonna lie. Game one, I made a misplay. It was a play that I had. I was in a good position. He hasn't made one yet, and he had the Shadow bat looking. No, I think that special summons on the graveyard face down. And I was thinking I should make a Lavalva chain to bring out my can't think of the fucking guy Redox, so I can start popping his back rolls with Marmelio when he starts setting up the back roll. Basically, I was thinking about shit that wasn't gonna happen, and I was overthinking the situation because I didn't want to lose the Shadows, and that was my fault. Which I should have just made the Abyss Door because I was sitting on a Warning, a Bottomless, and a Forbidden Chalice, I believe. So to make a long story short, I made a Lavalva chain, sent to Draco, didn't bring out Draco because I didn't have enough Earth. That was one reason why I played Earth. He basically went to his turn, flipped over the he didn't have a bad guy. He sent the bad guy to graveyard. The special Shadow Beast, flipped Shadow Beast. I bottomless it, and basically, long story short, he went off and beat me. What I should have did was made the Abyss Dweller, stopping anything he can do. So when he played, and then when he flipped over Beast, warning it so he don't get the Beast effect, and then anything else, I go bottomless from there. But I didn't do that. I'm a scrub, so yeah. And then game 3, I sighted in my 3 shadow mirrors, my macros, the works basically, power shuffle and everything. And sure enough, red gadget, yellow gadget, green gadget, Kage, soul charge. Soul charge tried to keep me in the game, but in my buddy's build, he plays the light and dark dragons, those level 4 guys, and that shit wasn't happening. So I pretty much lost. I didn't get mad, honestly. I mean, my buddy Charlie, he's not a bad player. So yeah. Round 5, I wanted to play against Boojins. Game 1, I opened up fucking the nuts. We went to game 3, so I opened Kage, Gadget, Chain Summoning, first turn Draco, basically. And this lucky fucker has Dark Hole, wiped out all my Draco tokens, my whole field, set, and turn. I draw. As a Draco, he chains Compose. I'm like, okay, check my tokens. And eventually he draws Yamato, and I try to bottom this, and he boots Carnations, and yeah. I lose game 1. Basically, it's a Dark Hole, and he admitted if he didn't have Dark Hole, he would have lost. My field setup was too strong. Game 2, I pretty much outplayed him, as I have on my screen. It was just one of those games I had to outspeed it, and then game 3, that was an epic game. We literally played for about 20 to 30 minutes game 3. No, game 3 felt like forever. We literally played like about 15 to 20 minutes. It was going back and forth. And with the top decks, like, it's like I had an out, he had an out. I remember I opened up Mermelio, grabbing the bottomless. I had the emptiness, and I had the chalice. He had Yamato, he had the Heron Grave attack. I damaged up chalice. He couldn't use the hair, I believe, because I don't think they could be using damage stuff in order to protect Yamato. Because he attacked Mermelio, got rid of Yamato. He wound up coming back with the Carnation. It was just a lot of stuff that was going on. Eventually got to the point where I was in a good winning position. I had a one-on-one on board with a light mirror on the board. And my buddy that was sitting behind me, one of my other buddies that was there, he was like, I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see if this guy's on the top deck. He might top deck something to win. This motherfucker played Rank Up Magic the 7th one. Yes, Rank Up Magic the 7th one in his boozing deck. Bring out the C101. Took my 101. Ran me over. I'm like, fuck. I got red gadget in hand. I have a light mirror on board. I lost. So I was ready to scoop the cards up, but like my buddy George, I used to play Naruto with, said, never fucking scoop, never give up. You never know what can happen. I draw for my turn, rip the deep prison, set the deep prison, pass. He draws for his turn. He attacks. I deep prison. I'm like, cool. He attacks directly with his other Bujin. He passes. I draw my turn. I rip 10 goldfish now. And I'm like, oh, okay, 10 goldfish, gadget. I got back row. I can do stuff now. I 10 goldfish, gadget. Forgot what monster I made. Started beating face in. He passes. My turn, draw. I rip solemn warning. Set the warning. Start beating face in. He passes. And then it got to a point where he stopped. I don't know if he was trying to do this intentionally, but this is why I tell people always take care of your own life points. Never let your opponent just handle it. He tried to say he had more life points than what he did. We didn't really argue because I'm like, I've been taking life points the entire game. I got you at 27, to me 24. He said he was at 4,000, which was complete bullshit because I've been poking him the whole time. And he basically agreed with me, so I don't know what was going on. It seemed kind of sketchy, but I wasn't going to let it happen. So after all that epic top deck war, I winded up, luckily, coming back to win the skin of my teeth. Whew. So yeah. What I learned from locals this week. My variant of gadgets, the one that I played last week where I got basically just wrecked at Hot Sauce Games, played pretty good this week at Pastimes and Niles. Now reflecting on it, Pastimes and Niles had why it does have some of the better players Illinois have to offer. It also has a lot of easy victories earlier in the rounds. Like you play against people who play rogue decks, and you're also playing against people who like to play a lot of fun decks. But I guess one of the most important things is you get playing against much of the variety that you will see on a competitive tournament scene versus where a Hot Sauce Games you might see everyone's playing boozings that one day. You might see something rogue. So locals is locals pretty much, and I guess I gotta give my guy today for more credit than what it did because I put in work with it today. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. As always, comment down in the comment section below how locals went for you guys this week. This is your boy 21 with local support. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Deuces. Bye.